Hi guys, welcome back to Harping on the
A
Past.
Theater Kid podcast where we talk about theater, past, present, and probably the
Oh
future.
my gosh, probably.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So, for the listeners, you guys wouldn't be able to tell, but for our viewers, you guys probably know that we have another person on our couch
Oh
today.
my gosh, our second
Our
guest.
second guest ever on episode 10.
10?
Episode
No.
10. Or is this
Isn't
episode
it
9?
9?
Maybe
was
it's
like,
episode
10
9.
sounds daunting. Who do we have, Jacob?
Are you not going to say your name?
Who do we have, Jacob? Hi, I'm Elijah. I'm Jacob's boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, hi Elijah. So
Hi,
nice to meet you.
Sheridan.
My name's Sheridan.
Good to meet you.
Oh my gosh,
too.
you smell fantastic. Just kidding. I've met him before. He's
I
perfect.
was like, wow, first time. Imagine this is how I bring
Oh yeah.
you guys together for the 1st
You're
time.
like, hi, please meet my boyfriend. I'm bringing him to your house. I'm just like, okay, great. Sounds good.
Didn't want this meeting to happen for a long time, and I felt like I had no
I felt like
choice.
once we hit a year, it was safe to
It was
introduce
safe
to
to-
the best friend
Through
So-
the podcast.
through the podcast. That's the best
so
way to do it.
I'm so glad you understand.
Yeah.
Anyways,
How excited are you to be here?
I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Cause I don't know, hearing my own voice is kind of weird, and
Yeah.
talking to people. But
Simply,
I'm
I can't
excited.
relate. Are you?
yeah.
I'm so happy. I can't relate. I really love hearing my voice, so
Sheridan loves
I
to
love
talk.
to hear myself talk.
Yeah,
She
I'm not
loves
much of
to
a thespian.
That's okay. But hey, you're here.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to pick your brain.
So yeah, this is interesting because we brought on Tori, who
Yeah.
we know is a theater kid like us.
Right.
And Elijah, babe, would you say you're a theater kid?
Yeah. No, not really.
Perfect.
Perfect. That was the answer we were looking
This
for.
is going to go so well.
It's gonna go so good.
So, have you listened to our podcast?
I listened to 4 episodes.
4 episodes.
Yeah.
Out of
Out of 9. Oh, 8.
I'm
that you can
sorry.
listen to.
Wait. What
Wow.
episode are we on?
I think we're on 9.
Are we on 9? Okay.
Yeah, so you've listened to half.
Yeah, 50%
All right.
ain't bad.
Not great.
Some
Okay, which ones have you listened to?
I listened
you going
to
in order?
The first, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I listened to the most recent one, like 7, where you guys had the important discussion.
Oh yeah, let's talk. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Did you listen to Halloween?
I
Weekend?
did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah,
All
that
right.
was fun.
So we got 1, 7, 5, all the odds.
1 and 2. And
1, 2,
7,
5, and
5.
7.
So
Yep.
perfect. So now we will begin the quiz at approximately 50 minutes in.
So do you know our first thing that we do? What's our first segment that we do?
Oh,
Do you
why am
know?
I getting fired?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
He
you passed your
knows.
first test. This is incredible. Also, my hair is falling. So, Jacob, take it away for a second.
Oh, okay. Am I starting with I'm getting fired this week?
Or Elijah.
Okay. I guess I'll start. And I didn't think about this until right before I came over because why would I? And the reason why this week I'm getting fired is because I sometimes simply don't do what the director asks me. And what? Yeah, so I was
Couldn't agree more. I do the same thing.
I don't know if I've talked about this. I know I've talked about before, like, I do things that, like, the directors, like, sometimes notice and they, like, throw it in the show.
Sure.
But I was
Sorry.
thinking about this today, and this is a show that I do want to talk about when we bring on our dear friend Allie.
Okay.
Which we do have her slated for next
My
week.
stomach, sorry.
But, yeah, so one time I was in this production in college, and I was tasked with learning a song
Oh my gosh. I
for
remember.
my character, and I simply didn't want to. And I wish I could say
Yeah.
that there was like more to it, but I listened to the song and was like, I'm not feeling it.
You said, no thanks.
So I just didn't learn it.
Just didn't do it.
And luckily my co-star, my scene partner, if you will, learned it. And I said, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. You're going to sing the song.
You can have your moment to shine.
And I'm just going to like snap and do a weird little jig behind you.
I love that.
And I did that.
I love innovation.
And And it's really not the smartest thing. I would never now do that. Like, if a director asks you to do something, please do it.
Right.
Or talk to them if you're confused about it.
I shook the
You shook our camera.
Sorry.
Anyway, that's why I'm getting fired. I didn't always do what the directors told me. And I just kind of did my own thing. But I wouldn't do that now in a professional production. This was college. It doesn't make it right, but
Yeah.
anyway. Elijah,
Did
since
you come
are
prepared?
yes.
Yeah.
Since you are a
I
guest.
think mine kind of carries into that, actually.
Oh.
Okay,
'cause
cool.
You choose not to do things, but I might do the thing, but I'm going to get fired for forgetting my lines. 'Cause
Oh.
I can't remember anything.
There are so many people that are like, Sheridan, how do you do theater? Like, how do you remember everything? I'm like, I simply don't know. I've certainly forgotten lines on stage, during a performance, in rehearsal. And I just, sometimes I don't know how I do it. So I feel you.
Sometimes it leaves our brain.
Yeah.
It just goes.
It's called going to the white room.
Just
Oh,
Isn't
moment.
that weird?
The
Isn't that
deer-
a weird way
is
to...
that what it's called?
Yeah. That's what I've always heard it called.
the deer in the headlights.
Deer in the headlights, It's kind of terrifying. And when it happens during a show, it feels like you're sitting there for 30 minutes with no speech
Yes.
and you're like, it's gone. It's just gone.
And then
We
you
had a moment
you
like
just
that.
feel the audience staring at you.
Yeah, they know. They know you messed up.
But has this happened to you before? Have you ever been on stage and forgot lines?
No, I feel like I would, because, like,
It's just an
Okay.
irrational fear.
when we try and, I try and quote things from movies, but it's never the right words. It's just the spirit of the scene.
True.
I do the same thing. And Jacob's over here so good at quoting movies. And I'm like, I'll think that I have it right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And he goes,
And then I correct it right away. I'm
Yeah.
like, wrong.
I'm like, Jesus, Megan.
I'm like, you were close.
Yeah.
Jesus, Megan.
I forgot why I am.
But yeah, Sheridan, why are you getting fired or not
I
getting
know.
cast?
Oh, that's why. I'm too loud. And I also,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm too loud and I talk too much. And boy, oh boy, does that get me in trouble. I can't tell you how many times I've been in rehearsal being like, oh my God, did you see how bad I was? Just like talking shit, like about myself. And the director's like, Sheridan, do you have something to add? And I'm like, no, I really
ma'am.
don't. I get caught talking constantly. I've gotten kicked out of classes.
You've
For
been threatened to
talking?
get kicked out of class.
Huh?
You've been threatened to get kicked out of class too.
I really have. I've been, yes. It's, and I'm not going to change who I am. I'm a talker through and through.
This is who you're meant to be.
I'm so loud, and maybe I need to reel that in. I did realize that last week I went on an excursion, and I realized, wow, do I talk?
You went
know?
on an excursion.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it. You know what I'm talking about. But I literally,
yes.
the other person involved was like, okay.
Please stop.
So
talking.
quiet. And I was like, all right. Yeah, I was like, I'm a talker. Like, sorry.
Yeah,
I just love
I
to.
respect that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being on my side. I really do. Yeah.
Speaking of talking,
Yeah.
it's time for our first sponsor. No, it's not. but-
Imagine you don't tell me that we have a sponsor and
That's
you
my
come
way of
with like
telling you.
the ad read.
And I'm like, here. I wish. No, one day. One
Oh
day
my
we'll
gosh,
get some
I don't even know how
sponsors.
to add the ads.
I don't either. I've looked at it.
We'll figure
I've
it
gone
out.
on Google, tried to figure it out.
Gone on the Googs.
To no avail. I said, it'll land in our lap eventually.
Yeah, sometime it'll work.
That's just how we work.
Elijah, do you like games?
I love games.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite game? In general.
Monopoly.
You're a
love
patient man.
Monopoly. No, because I like the idea of owning all the railroads. It makes
Honestly,
me
me
feel
too.
weirdly powerful.
Yeah.
Can't.
No, that's really funny because that's always my strategy as well.
Right?
You gotta.
Yeah.
And that's
Just go for the
annoying when you
railroad.
They're in the middle of
Yeah.
each. Yeah.
I always end up in jail. That's
Just
fine.
like in real
felon.
life.
I get parking tickets. I make sure that if I'm ever on that spot and I'm not at jail, my piece is on just visiting. I'm like, don't nobody get
Just
it
so
twisted.
you know.
Just so everyone that I'm playing with. Okay, so that's your favorite board game?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite like game I mean,
I was
that's
like,
a game. But
I was like, that is a game.
I know, but like not a board game. Like Red Rover.
No. I
ever
don't
played
know
it?
what that is.
You're telling me you've never played Red Rover?
don't know.
Have you played Red Rover?
I know I have, but I always forget how
Is
to
it
play.
like jump rope or something?
I
or
mean-
leapfrog?
No, there's 2 teams, and you're all holding hands, and you say, Red Rover, please send. Say Jacob's on the other team. I'm on this
Hi.
team. And
Okay.
I'm like, please send Jacob over.
Oh,
Jacob then will sprint towards the other team. This sounds really bad now, but like I did this constantly growing up. And you,
strange.
yeah, and you try to break through the arms. And
Oh.
if you
Yeah.
break through the arms, then you get to go back to your team.
Oh,
But if we stop
okay.
you, you're now on our team. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry about my fan. So we decided we're gonna play a game.
Since, okay, you are our first guest of what we are hoping is pretty much like a month's worth of podcasts.
Yeah, of guests.
Of guests. And you are one of
Sorry.
our non-theater kid guests. So we
Yeah.
thought this would be a fun, reoccurring game to play, and you get to be our test subject.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Sheridan,
Yes.
you want to explain what this game is?
Yeah, so I think it's really fascinating when people who are not involved in theater try to guess theater terms.
I know all the terms.
You know them all.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to ace this because I was looking at the list and I was like, all right. Also, I don't know. Do you know the question I always ask about the 3 things understudy swing?
Oh,
Is
yes.
that on there?
I don't know if this is on here. I haven't
What
looked
do I
through all the
win?
list.
What do you win? I don't know. I didn't come prepared with a prize. I'll buy you ice cream.
I like an ice cream.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go to Dairy Queen.
Oh my gosh, I went to Dairy Queen last night.
Wow.
I love Dairy Queen. But yeah, so we're going to test him on some theater terms because I think it's hilarious. Do you think it's hilarious?
I do too. It's fun. And honestly, I love how I'm probably going to go through this list and be like, that's what that means.
Right,
like,
right.
as,
No.
but I'm going to pretend like I knew it the whole
And
time.
we can start easy. So find some easy ones.
Okay, of course. And you
course.
should know some of this because
Yeah.
you may not be a theater kid, but you did help me with the production. You filmed it for us.
Yeah.
Almost a year ago.
Twice.
You did film it twice? You filmed it once.
twice.
You filmed it one time.
Oh, it felt like twice.
Well, it was a
you
long
know
day.
why?
that.
It's because my camera died halfway through, so I had to switch.
Yes. Hold the mic closer. I feel
Oh.
like it's so far
Is
from
it
your
too loud
from your
on
mouth.
your thing?
I think it's fine.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen at home,
Let us know.
let us know so we can fix it for the... Imagine.
But like, tweet us right now.
This is live!
This is a live podcast. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna play some games. Don't cheat. I'm looking at
Don't
this
cheat.
paper.
Don't look at the paper.
I'm gonna start
Covering
with
my
the
eyes.
simple, with number 1.
Okay.
So what is blocking?
Oh, that's where like you kind of you stage the actors, yeah, like around the set, like it's choreographing, right?
You
yeah.
know, I think that's a pretty good... You're on the right track.
We'll give you
Yes.
the point for that.
Yeah, point. Should I keep points?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
remember in my head.
Let me also, I'll say the definition Sheridan has on the paper. Rather than
I did not write these.
Okay. I was going to say, I was like, did you come up with these definitions? Okay.
I found it online.
Blocking. Rather than standing in front of someone so that they can't get by blocking in the theater world refers to the exact placement on a stage where an actor needs to be during a scene.
That is so weird.
I
didn't
like
know
my
that's
definition better.
why- I do too.
That's
I
so
normally
specific.
say it's where actors move on stage.
That's what I say.
That's the easiest, most simplified.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Blocking.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're blocking scenes 1 through 3 today.
I like it.
Okay.
Do you know I'm going rogue.
Okay.
Do you know the difference between upstage and downstage?
Uh,
This still
is-
trips me up.
Is one further,
Yeah.
you know,
Which
closer
one?
to the stage
Which one
and
is closer to the audience?
I'd imagine downstage is closer
Do you know why?
because you're down. I don't
No,
know.
it's because stages used to be what's called raked,
Oh,
which means they were on a hill.
okay.
So that in the amphitheaters,
So there was an
they could
incline.
see the people that
Okay.
were standing in the back. So you're right.
Oh.
Downstage,
I
upstage.
love that.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Oh
think.
my gosh, I get it confused
Shoot.
all the time.
Imagine like some important theater person's like, you guys are incorrect in all your terms.
People are idiots.
What was my major for? Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh.
There's so many. There's 40 on there. We can just pick and choose.
I know. I'm like, there's so much. I'm having a hard time picking one of these. I'm gonna flip to the next page.
Okay.
Real quick. Sorry
bit
for
of
the microphone. I'm like
ASMR.
all over the place. Oh my goodness.
Did I only give you 2 pages? Where's the 3rd page?
You had them.
Okay.
Did he give it to me?
I know. What is theater in the round?
Oh, that's easy. That's when like the audience is surrounding the actors and they're in the center of the stage and everyone's like watching around them. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then going off of that, what is a proscenium?
Oh, I know what a proscenium arch is.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like the divider between the audience and orchestra and the actual stage, right? Is
That's
that
right.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you know what a thrust is?
No.
So it's another type of stage. A thrust is where it's out and instead of in the round, there's theater here, There's audience members here, and here.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is typecast?
Ooh.
Oh, that's when like I don't know.
Make it up.
No, like okay, you're like a funny guy and then no one takes you seriously as an actor and you can't do dramatic roles because you're the funny guy. That sort of thing. You're like stuck to a certain type and that's what your cast is.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, pretty close.
That is pretty close.
Kind of like your cast, kind of based on like who you are as a person.
Okay.
Like, I'm always the funny best friend. Always. That's all I am. Never the ingenue. Always the
For
funny
me, never the
sidekick.
lead
the
man.
bridesmaid.
Always the bridesmaid. Never getting married. You know. What are you, Jacob? What's your type?
I feel like I'm the same thing. The funny friend.
Jacob.
What?
Jacob is a leading man.
That is a lie because I never got leads unless the lead was funny. It didn't happen often.
You should know what this one is. What's off book?
Oh, that's when you're off the script. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're so good
I'm
at
doing
this.
great.
You really are.
What is a gobo?
Ooh.
Gobo?
Yeah, I want to know what your definition is.
Oh no. Is it like an acronym for something?
We can neither confirm nor deny. Tell us what a gobo is.
I don't know.
Take a guess. Just take a guess.
I really don't know. My brain's going to BOGO.
To BOGO.
Yeah.
It's a fancy term for a light projection that are used during a theatrical production. So,
Did you see West Side Story? You didn't, right?
at Mesa?
Did you see West Side
At our
Story?
high school?
Sorry,
Yes.
Mesa. Yeah.
You did? You know the moon?
Oh,
That's
is
a
that
gobo.
BOGO?
No, a gobo.
Gobo.
Same thing.
What's a scrim?
Oh. I don't know, but I feel like it's those people who are dressed in like head to toe black behind the stage and move things.
Oh, the crew.
Yeah.
The crew people.
Unfortunately, you don't get a point for that one.
Okay.
A scrim is a piece of cloth that's used as a backdrop on stage.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can project like fun lights onto it.
Oh.
So it's white
It's white.
normally.
I thought that was a psych.
Well, it's a scrim. I think they're very similar.
Are they interchangeable? I don't know.
Often lit from behind to create the scene.
See, I
sure.
thought because, a squib in Harry Potter,
What's that?
they don't have the magic,
They're-
right?
A squib in Harry Potter is someone who's born into a magic family, but they don't have magic.
Yeah,
Like
so
who?
I don't know.
Not
But
Professor Mr. Filch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Phil.
guy. So I was
He's
like,
a
oh,
squib.
background person. But
I like it.
yeah.
Okay. What is a tech rehearsal?
That's the rehearsal for the tech. There we go.
Can,
Okay,
can
but
you
what does that
expand?
mean?
No, but it's like making sure the lights and the stage and whatever technical things are working as the production is going on.
Yeah, so do you know like what the main things are?
Lights
Uh-huh.
and music.
Okay.
Sound.
Sound. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's it.
Do you-
Those are big ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll give
Yeah.
you that.
Do you know what a stage manager is?
I do.
Please tell me.
Because I just talked to one
Who?
a few days ago.
Our friend?
Yes.
Oh, you talked to her? Oh, yes.
But I thought it was a stage director.
Oh.
Yeah. Not. But they sort of oversee what's going on with the cast and like how all that's working out, take little notes, make sure everything's sort of going in line so the production goes smoothly.
Yeah, really, they're like the captain of the ship,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like,
They are incredible.
like, I know people think directors are the captain of the ship. Like, yes, they are. They are. But, like, normally in a show where you have an extended run, the director don't come every day
They hand
It's-
that show off to the
stage
the
manager.
stage manager.
They run all the cues. They say, go, lights, one, go. And then the people, you know?
Yeah.
So they're just
Wearing a lot of hats.
wearing all the hats.
And
That's great.
We talked to not only our friend, to our dear friend Allie, we talked to the stage manager of the Ferryman that same day, and he was telling us how he was stage manager for a production of Beauty and the Beast
wow.
at a youth theater, and he was also in charge of all of these children,
Oh
these
my gosh, he was
70
the
plus
child
children.
wrangler.
He had to have headsets on, like some of the parent volunteers, to make sure everyone was in the right places. And I'm like, that is so stressful.
That's an actual job on Broadway.
Yeah, and I'm like, good for you.
Isn't
like,
that insane?
like, good job. Like, I don't ever want that job. But
Wow. Okay, to wrap up this game, I have to ask you my favorite question.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the difference between a swing, a standby, and an understudy?
Sheridan, you know I know this.
You do? Let's go. Give it to me, baby.
you said it with such confidence.
So, an understudy, like,
Yeah, let's start there. Start at an understudy.
let's say whoever was cast at a certain role, they get sick or injured. Understudy fills in for them.
Okay.
A swing is like an understudy,
Uh-huh.
but they know multiple roles. They could fill in for multiple roles. What was the
Okay.
last one?
And a standby.
Oh.
That one's really
Wouldn't
stumped
it
ya.
just be... Isn't it just like a understudy, kind of?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
You did better than I thought you would on that.
Good.
Okay, so an understudy, technically, they understudy a principal role, but they are normally
Normally.
they are normally an ensemble member in the show.
Oh, okay.
And they understudy one of the principal tracks, one of the
Oh.
leads. And then so a swing, so
So-
say a lead is out. Say we're talking
I'm out of the show. Goodbye.
Jacob's out of the show. Well, I was gonna do like let's do
An
Wicked.
actual actor.
Yeah, Wicked. You know
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Okay, say person who's playing Bach, he's out. So now the ensemble member who covers Bach will now go on for Bach. So now that leaves a hole in the ensemble. So now one of the swings comes on stage and they are now doing the ensemble
Okay.
track. And the swing does normally know 5 or 6 ensemble tracks.
I think so.
Yeah, and then a standby only covers leads.
Oh.
So they like for Wicked again. There's only
And they aren't in the ensemble.
no.
Okay.
So they're off stage just like a swing would be, but they're in the building. But a standby, if we're talking about Wicked, Elphaba and Glinda, they have standbys. But Fiero, Bach, Nessa,
They have
the wizard.
swings.
they they have understudies.
Oh.
It's normally you have a standby if your role is more demanding, like Fanny Bryce in
Evan Hansen.
Evan Hansen. Does he have a standby?
I have no idea. I was just
I
trying
was
to
like,
say
that
a name to
sounds-
feel included.
I think that's right.
Does he? I mean, I think it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Who else has one? Christine Daae in Phantom of the Opera probably has a standby.
Oh, for sure.
But I wouldn't say that Raoul has a standby. You know?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing
Well,
to talk about.
thanks for playing this game.
Yeah, thank you
with
so
us.
much.
You did fairly well. Sheridan, I hope you kept score.
Oh my gosh, I didn't. Let's
Okay,
just
great.
give you
We'll
I
check
like a
got
it.
95. Oh,
Oh.
I'm fine with 98.
We'll
I guess
see.
you can still get ice cream after this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So before we continue on, because
Yeah.
we just brought on, we brought it up in the game, because we like to talk about Broadway news.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom of the Opera just got extended
Yeah.
Since we just talked about Phantom of the Opera, and we talked about it earlier in one of our podcast episodes, how it was closing because it's one of the longest Broadway shows.
Yeah.
And it's due to like the high like ticket sales. They're like, oh, let's extend it again.
Did you read about it? Because I didn't click on it.
I did. I read about it for a little bit, and I think they're extending it like 6 or like 8 weeks or something like
Oh.
that. A long extended run, I think. I'm pretty sure.
That is a long
Good for
extension.
them.
So
Good for her.
I'm curious. I'm like, are these actors like who were like, okay, I'm done this day? Are they gonna dip out, or are they gonna stay for an
They're
extra?
probably staying because their contract was.
Okay. Well, that's
Imagine
good.
they hire someone just to do the
Just
6
to do
weeks.
Just for,
I mean, they could.
The last 2 weeks of a show.
Oh my gosh.
Hasn't that happened before?
They did that to someone in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could.
she came just for 2 weeks, and I was like, all right.
They got to close the
She
show.
like won a whole thing.
Wow.
Won a contest and got to do the role for 2 weeks.
That's really neat.
Okay, so you said that you're not a theater kid.
no.
Have you ever done a show?
I've done a few.
A few.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Sure. A few. Wow.
I played
I'm like such a mean
a
girl. I'm like,
tree in
are you lying?
no.
You played the
I think
like the
it was my
stereotypical.
second grade production of Old MacDonald
This is the best day
or
of my life.
something like that.
You
Yeah.
seriously played a tree?
I was a tree.
Oh my god.
I wanted to be the dog, but I
So
got
you
the
didn't-
Got the
tree.
tree.
Who beat you out? A real dog, or was it a person?
It was a person.
Okay, I was about to be like, that's really sad if they got a
If
real
they hired
dog.
a real dog.
Yeah, if they had a real dog, and you're like, I wanted to play the dog. Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
my part.
What kind of tree were you?
I don't know.
Pine?
A green
Palm?
tree?
Christmas tree,
My
Douglas
arms were the
fir.
branches.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And it was Old MacDonald. So you were on a farm.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh my god! I've never played a tree. Have you?
Um,
Always wanted to.
not that I'm aware of.
Truly my dream role, if I'm being honest.
Really distinguished.
I wanted
role.
to-
Yeah. As
I'd
it
like to
should
play a
be.
tumbleweed. Actually, like that'd be fun. Imagine just
Just see Jacob rolling.
somersaulting
Oh
on
my
the
God.
stage.
That would be incredible. I would pay so much money to see you in one scene as a tumbleweed.
Yes,
I think
please.
I think I would pay the theater to be like,
To
hey,
let you do it.
Can I please do
Let's do
this?
it.
Like, I would pay the company to be like,
What
I need
show?
to come. I don't know, maybe like Oklahoma or something. Or like something where it doesn't make any sense, like Thoroughly Modern Millie. Like, why not just have a tumbleweed?
There are those tumbleweeds.
Just, you know, in the opening number, a tumbleweed in New York City.
That is the best thing I've ever heard. I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever played an inanimate object.
You know?
Now that I'm thinking about it,
You're
have I?
like, I don't think I have either.
Would love to. Directors, if you're listening, I'd love to play a lamp. Anyways, what other shows have you done? So that was second grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a few at the private Christian school I went to.
We've all been there.
Kind of a cult. But they were all like original productions. So
When you say
one-
original productions, like, are we talking like to the level that was Scamilton?
well, no, because these weren't based off of anything.
Okay, so they were purely original plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the one that stands out, there was this boy, and his dream was to become a gospel singer. And so his agent was like, oh, well, we could take out my iPod and listen to the history of gospel from the early church to the late 90s.
Okay.
And I was part of the Lean On Me choir. So,
Did you get to sing gospel?
yeah,
Oh
we
my
kind of did a
gosh.
little shimmy and snap.
A little shimmy and shake.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the whole play, was just like,
That's it.
And in 1970, this song was released. And then our choir would come out and
So,
we'd
like-
sing it in the
So, like every scene, they're
background.
like, back to the iPod.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, oh, what is it? And then the choir. is
The
like,
iPod was the real star of
oh
the
my
show.
gosh, should have got the final bow. Oh my god, I would have paid so much money to see that.
It was so bad.
Did you love it though?
No?
You hated it?
Oh, no. I didn't want to be in the iPod choir.
Did
Was
you
it
want
like? Go ahead.
Did you want like a bigger part in that production, or
I
you
didn't
just
want to
didn't?
be in
You
the...
just didn't want to be in it at all. Okay.
Wow. Okay. What else?
You know, that's as much as comes to mind.
That's all that you remember.
And you didn't have to do the "Let's hear it for America, hip hooray."
you never
or-
did that?
the Bound Westward movement.
Actually, in second grade too, we did something like that for the veterans.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So it was the Let's Hear It for America?
Yeah, like
Did you say
all the
hip
kids
hooray?
went and sang.
Yeah.
We didn't sing hip hooray, whatever.
I'm
Did
trying
you
to find
sing,
more people
and
who
they
did
grow,
this.
And they grow, and they grow.
And they grew.
Oh, grew.
And they
No,
grew.
we sing a song called "Thank You, Military."
Oh.
Didn't sing that one.
You know, what you're describing kind of sounds like what Jacob and I did in middle school. The blue and the gray.
The blue and the gray
Yeah.
in choir.
Man, I wanted a solo so bad. I got one.
I wanted
But-
a solo speaking part, not a singing part, and I got one.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
Which one did you get?
I had. Did we talk about this before? On
I
the
don't
podcast?
think so.
Well,
I think we talked about, maybe we mentioned it, but we've never gone into detail about it. But I feel like it's on the topic.
I got the. I can't remember the character's name.
That's okay. I don't remember
I'm
mine.
just gonna call him Norton because that sounds right.
I like that.
But I don't know. And his whole thing was basically the same word over and over again. I remember it still because I played the part 3 years in a row.
I only did it once.
I was so proud. Oh, I did it 3 times. I said,
I gave up on choir.
the first thing in the morning is drill, then drill, then drill again,
Oh.
then drill, drill, and a little more drill.
Isn't that right before...
It's
What
right
is the
before
song?
the song, in the soldier camp I sit,
Oh.
think of mother dear of you. Yes.
What was the one I with the claps?
Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy. When I was young, I used to wait on Master and him in his plate. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It was
That
like
sounds so
something
bad.
about peas.
Oh,
Peas.
no.
Goober
the
peas?
eating
Goober-
goober peas.
That's the one. That's the one I had. I had the sitting by a roadside on a summer's day, chatting with my messmates, passing time away, lying in the shadows underneath the tree. Goodness, how delicious! Eating goober peas. I
Goober,
lost
goober.
my
I love
mind.
this.
You're telling me you didn't do that?
No,
Because your thing sounded very
ours was
similar.
so boring.
Was it one song?
No, it was like, okay, principal stood behind us, announced blah, 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 blah. And then all the little kids would sing with like a backing track. Yeah.
Cute. It sounds like Student of the Month, but for the veterans.
But for the veterans. Thank
much.
you, America.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember. I wanted that solo so bad. And that was the only one I wanted. I was like, if I don't get it, I'm gonna...
You said, then I will quit the choir.
I didn't quit the choir.
But-
I did get kicked out of choir once.
You did get kicked out. But speaking
it
of
for
Sheridan
being
getting
too
kicked
loud?
out,
Yeah, I was
For being
talking.
too loud.
I'm telling you, all the times I've gotten kicked out of class fully was because I was talking.
Such a shame.
You also mentioned you did puppet shows? We had a pre-interview.
Yeah.
we had a
Okay.
pre-interview
So
before
that we
started
could
this.
get some topics.
Imagine you just pull that out. I'm getting a sense that you did.
In
puppet
my
show.
brain,
Did
I'm
it start with
getting,
an H?
You're a big puppet show guy.
Yeah. For creative writing class.
Was this in college?
No. High school.
You had a creative writing
11th
class?
grade, yeah. It was nice.
Tell
It
me
was
more.
our little elective.
Wait,
we had
at
to
our
do...
high school that we went to?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a
I did
creative
not
writing class.
remember.
But we had to do a puppet show, and we had to write out our whole play, and, you know,
Did you use the puppet booth from drama?
we might have.
Did it look like clown colors?
I don't...
Did it look like a popcorn
I
box?
don't remember. Yeah.
It was red and
Yeah.
white?
It looked like a popcorn box, yes.
Oh my god. We've
But,
performed in the
yeah,
same
we
booth.
just had to kind of duck under, and
Yeah.
I wrote, co-authored The Tragedy of the Kardashians, in which I played Kris Jenner.
You only had one. You were only in charge of one.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had the whole Kardashian gang all on my team. It was fabulous.
This is thrilling.
Basically, Kris Jenner and the rest of the Kardashians, I don't know who they are, were on a yacht, and Kris murdered them all in a bout of rage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kris Jenner.
Do you want to hear my first line?
Of course I do. Is that even a question?
It was,
Yeah.
guys, I got an idea. So Kanye is going to get sick, And basically, it was her pitching the new season where Kanye broke his ankle and Chris became a good mother-in-law and nursed him back to health.
Why was I not a part of this? Why didn't I get to see this?
It was fabulous.
Did you get a grade?
It was 8 pages. Yeah.
You wrote 8 pages of a script.
I
for this?
wrote 8 pages of a Kardashian play.
Wow.
I've never seen the Kardashians before.
It's kind of exciting.
You know, I've never taken the time out of my day to watch. I've only heard like the clips or like the sounds like from TikTok, like the, you know, like don't be rude, you know, like the Jonas Brothers did that one.
Can I talk to you for a second?
It's fine, but wait, can I talk for? Yes.
So good. Jacob and I have done puppet shows.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Was yours a good time?
Of course it was.
I'm happy for you.
Yours wasn't?
Mine was kind of stupid.
Who was your partner?
Oh.
I can't wait to tell you what I did.
My partner?
In drama, we did it.
First of all, I have no idea who listens to this, and thank you to everyone who does listen to this, and thank you for all the messages that we've gotten. We got some messages the other day too, and I was like, wow, I didn't think that you knew we still existed. But thank you. Anyways,
The support.
the
We love
support
it.
has been
Thank
incredible.
you so much. We just hope that everyone loves it, you know, as much as we love doing it.
You know, yeah, that's all we really hope for.
'Cause I'm having a great time.
It's a blast on this end of the couch.
Yeah, that's right. Let us know how you're feeling
Come
over
on,
there.
come hang out with us.
Come on.
We're always looking for more guests.
Join
You
in.
can't even see if
Everyone,
you're just
join
listening,
in.
but we are doing stupid things. Anyway, my puppet show partner is a very talented dancer and has a very talented sibling who's like gone on to the Jimmys and everything.
Oh, yes.
And our puppet show, I don't know what we were thinking. At the time, there was like a huge Apple Store robbery that had happened.
Wow, at our local mall.
I don't remember where it was. I don't think it was our mall, but I don't know what it was that we were like, that's a good idea to make a puppet show on.
Yeah.
And in reality, there really wasn't much to go off of on that. It wasn't very funny or exciting. And I think like, I don't know, we kept messing up and I don't remember what the plot was or what our characters' names were. I think there was a robber. I played a robber and there was a cop. It just wasn't good. Like,
So you had the two characters, right? Like, right.
yes, we both had two characters compared to the puppet shows that I had seen that year in my Drama 2 class. And I saw some really funny ones. And I was like, wow, that is not ours.
Wow.
But yeah, what was your puppet show on?
Well, listen, this is what happened. I transferred into Drama 2 because our drama teacher thought that I took Drama 1. Never did, ever in my life.
Never, of course.
And I came into the middle of the puppet show unit. And my best friend was my partner, luckily. Don't know how that happened. And naturally, like we all should have done, we chose to do the Backyardigans.
Oh, of course.
I love that.
So do I. And it was incredible.
That sounds great.
I
That's
know.
genius.
We had all the characters. Well, only 4 of them. There is only 4 of them, right?
I think so.
Right? There's Tyrone, Sasha.
No,
There's a
there's not a
penguin, a
Sasha.
moose.
I thought there was a Sasha.
There's
Hippo.
Tyrone.
Pablo,
Pablo, Tyrone, Shaniqua,
Shaniqua,
and
Tosh. Wait,
Tasha.
did we say Tasha? There's Tasha and
I
there's
said
Austin. There's 5 of them, but usually
we
only 4 of
had
them are in an
4.
episode.
Sorry, we only had 4 arms or 4 hands. And I just remember we had all those characters, and then we made up a story. Of course, we sang it, and
That's
then
so
but I
cute.
don't remember what story we made. Maybe there was one with a pirate ship. That sounds right.
There's
Love
an
that.
episode with pirates of that show.
Yeah.
There is.
Oh my god! Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we
Did
just
you
stole a
just-
whole
Did
Did you
episode.
just take an episode of Backyardigans and pass it off as your puppet show?
You know, we
Copyright
might
is
have.
a series.
Whoa.
I don't think we did, but I wouldn't put it past us.
That's kind of
I'll do anything
genius.
for a grade. Just kidding. I will not do anything for a grade. But when you come into a unit halfway through, you got to do what
Sometimes
you
you're
got to
desperate, you know?
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had an idea that, like, I was too scared to voice. I wanted to do a Harry Potter themed puppet show.
And you didn't tell your partner?
No, because I didn't
And
think
you
about
went
it.
for robbing apples at the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple
Well,
products.
An Apple store.
Oh,
You are totally misunderstanding. I was like, what?
God.
No, robbing Apple
I thought
products.
we were just taking Granny Smith's hard work.
No! That would have probably been funnier, though.
Oh, so you fully were like, not Apple products.
He said
You
the
were
apples.
thinking-
I was so confused that
You were
someone
thinking red lady,
robbed an
pink
Apple
lady.
Star.
No, like iPads and things. Anyway,
is
I
so
came up
good.
with this idea of like, and honestly, same thing, inspired from like things that I had already seen. There was like an episode of the show So Random, which was like a
Yes.
spin-off of Sunny with a Chance, and Harry Potter is like, I think he's like working a movie theater. And so I was like, that'd be kind of funny, like puppet shows, like, and the idea was like Harry's on a date with Ginny, seeing a movie, and then Cho Chang shows up for some reason and
That
like
would
tries to
be
crash the date.
Incredible.
And I thought it was funny, but like I was too scared to speak up. So maybe one day we should just do it. We'll just have a sock puppet episode where
That's all we do.
we just talk through our sock puppets and come up with whatever ideas. I would love to do a Backyardian sock puppet show.
I'm down.
Wow.
I loved it.
Future episode.
We did a show called Carnival, and that had puppets in it.
Carnival.
We did do Carnival.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was a weird show.
was a very-
They were huge puppets though.
They were weird puppets.
Have you ever seen that show?
No.
No one,
Good.
I feel like no one has ever heard of that show Carnival. And if you have heard of it, it's because you came to our high school
That's right.
and had to see that production. But the puppets in that show, I do remember. There was Carrot Top, who is the main puppet.
Like the comedian.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was Marguerite.
Marguerite.
She had a huge black wig that fell off during one of the performances. There was, I think, Harry the Walrus.
Yeah, I remember the walrus. I don't remember his name.
The Walrus was my favorite one.
Me too.
I love the Walrus. And then there was
Who was the first one? You said Carrot?
Carrot Top, Bernardo. And I think Bernardo was like a fox or something.
I think you're right. Wow, what a weird show. We had to dance in the audience.
I did a cartwheel in the audience.
So
in
did
that show.
I.
Whoa.
Wow, I also did a song about beautiful candy. Too pretty, too weak, do pretty, do.
I was
do,
jealous
pretty,
because
do.
you guys got to do that song and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was a middle school kid. I should have been allowed to be in the pretty candy song.
We had giant, oversized candies wrapped, and we had to be like,
And I remember my good friend Michaela and some other kid would just stand in the audience and they'd go, "Candy! Balloons!" It was
I don't
so
remember that.
dumb.
I just remember my ending pose. I had to run up to the front of the stage, lay down on my stomach, put my head on my hands, and go ding, ding with my feet up. That was it.
Wow,
And
you
then I
were
had
a
to get up
star.
and run off stage. I also wore a really weird costume. I had like a belly dancer
Oh.
outfit, and it was a two-piece.
Belly.
And I ballet. And I wore a leotard underneath. And in all the pictures, I have no belly button, so
Yeah.
That's
it happens.
incredible.
Happens.
Yeah, that's
What
how
else-
it goes.
What else do we have slated to talk
I
about?
think that's all that we had slated. But are there any Game of Theater terms, puppet show, your weird show, and you only listened to 3 or 4 episodes? Are there any shows that you're like dying to see or like have loved watching professionally
You know, I really want to see Hadestown on Broadway.
on Broadway?
On Broadway. Although we saw that here in Orange County.
We did. We saw it on tour.
Did you love
That
it?
was- It was incredible. I loved that. Just translating a Greek tragedy into like Southern gospel, bluegrass, that sort of tradition. It's amazing.
I don't know that I would love that show. You know?
I had I had mixed feelings on it only because it's a thing. It's a thing through.
It's a thing through.
It's a sing through, and my feelings of sing throughs are very. I don't care for them usually.
Yeah.
Just because I like dialog But I will say, after we saw the show together, and you were so kind, you were like, "Are you having fun?" And I remember sitting there,
You don't
just
look
kind of
like you were
shaking. I
having
was like, I like the sounds coming out of their mouths.
But it's hard to keep the story in there.
And you were like, you can't understand what they're saying? And I said, not all of it. I was like, I couldn't, because like there's so much. Like you're focusing on how the sound is sounding, first of all, which was beautiful. But then like you're trying to focus on the words. But then like there's all like these beautiful, colorful lights. And then there's all these dancers in the back.
Going on.
And there's if you're not familiar with it, it's hard to like fixate. And like once you notice all the things going on, my brain just shut off. I was like, I can't focus. So I waited till intermission, and then I looked up the plot for Act 1.
And then it all made sense?
Yes, it made a lot more sense. And then Act 2, I actually understood a lot better.
Okay.
So, but because we were supposed to see it on Broadway.
Yeah.
And then we got stuck in
an
Dallas.
airport in Dallas.
That was so sad.
32 hours.
30 plus hours.
That is insane. But then you guys still got to see Harry Potter and
Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That's I would love to see Hadestown. I just don't know that I would love it. I do know that I like the song All I've Ever Known.
Yes.
Because Eva Noblezada has the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
I don't know that I love, this might be a hot take, Reeve Carney's voice. He's Orpheus on the
I see.
recording.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh.
I like the Orpheus we saw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He was
didn't you
good.
see
He
like
was incredible.
Jordan? Did you see White Guy or Black Guy?
I saw a black guy.
I think you saw Jordan Dobson or something.
Cool.
Like that. Does
He's
that sound right?
talented.
Sounds right. Excuse me.
All
sorry.
I do know is the guy who I saw, I'm not going to say his name. I don't even know who it is. But the guy who I saw playing Hermes live was hard to understand.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yes. And then once I listened to the recording in the car on our way home, I was like, oh, I understand this plot a bit more now.
With
And
Sir Andre.
Andre DeShields, who was
Yes.
really good. And actually, we were hoping we were going to see him on Broadway. And then
You were supposed to.
And then he announced he was
leaving, like a couple weeks before we were
And then
going
we
out
were
to see it.
doomed anyway because
Wait,
we
but
missed our show.
But wasn't he still performing when you were there?
No, we missed him by like a week.
Yeah,
That happened to me the first time I went to New York.
he had just stopped. So.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to New York. I mean, I still went. And the whole reason for going, I love Ben Platt. I love that man. My grandma was like, "Oh, let's go see him in Book of Mormon," and I was like, "Okay." And
I
then
didn't know he was in that.
yeah, he played Elder Cunningham.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so we bought tickets, everything, and then he announced he was leaving, and his last performance was 3 days before I saw it.
That's awful.
3 days. But it ended up being fine because my grandma was like, well, someone else is going to be in it that I know I've heard you mention before. Like, Gavin Creel is supposed to be playing Elder Price. And I was like, all is well in the world.
You're like, it's
That is
fine.
like my number one hero. Gavin Creel, if you're listening to this, you're not. I love you. He knows my name now. Doesn't remember it probably. He's in Into the Woods.
We should just tweet this to him. Be like, hey, Gavin, we talked
please.
about you on the
No,
podcast.
because literally I was like, hi, you're my idol. I was like, I was my senior year of high school, I think. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, is this your first Broadway show? And I was like, no. It was supposed to be. It really was supposed to be, but then we got a little too excited and we went to see a show the night before.
You have to.
You had to. So I saw A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Nothing to write home about. But, sorry, I mean Bryce Pinkham. Oop. Sorry. Bryce Pinkham is, but not. And then he was like, what's your name? And I was like, Sheridan. Then we talked. He's like, let's get a picture. And I was like, okay. And he wrote to Sheridan on my playbill. And then he was like talking to other people. I was talking to other people. And then when I left, I was like, bye, Gavin. He goes, bye, Sheridan. And I was like, this is the best day of my life. Yeah, he's the kindest person ever.
Honestly, I think stage doors are so much fun.
Yeah.
And I know, like, that's kind of like
That's a hot topic
it's
right
a hot
now.
topic, like, especially now with COVID. Like, I don't know. I haven't done a stage door since the pandemic has hit, but before that, my first stage door was Wicked. In San Diego with you, Sheridan. And we saw Cara Lindsay, Jackie Burns, Mike Wartella.
He is back on Broadway as Bach.
This is incredible news.
This is the best news I've had in a long time.
Mike Wartella is the greatest Bach I've ever seen.
Couldn't agree more.
He's so good.
I told him that. I
You
said,
did.
listen here, Mike Wartella. I really did. I don't know who I thought I
here,
was. Like,
Mikey.
I used to be really bold at stage doors.
You gotta be.
I went up to him and I said, I got to tell you something. He was like, tell me, girl. It's like, I've seen this show how many times at that point? Like 17?
Yeah, 17.
I was like,
16.
I've seen this show 17 times on Broadway all throughout the U.S. You're the best Bach I've ever seen. He was like, thank you so much. And I said, can I tell you why? And he goes, please. And I just loved that this man, anytime you looked at Bach, even if he wasn't the center of attention on stage, you looked at him, his focus, always on Glinda. Always.
Oh, good.
And I was like, what a dreamboat to watch this man be so in love with Glinda. And I just have never seen that before. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I saw it 17 times. So, I mean, I thought I would have seen it. He's incredible. He's back for a few months, I think.
Wow.
Want to know who else is there?
Who else is there?
Danny Quadrino.
Oh, we saw him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, we did. I love him too.
Yeah, for me, like, it's just so cool to, like, you know, see these actors, like, who put their heart and soul into it. And it's just nice to tell them that they did a great job. You know, like, I'm sure they know.
I agree.
And then we also went to a stage door for Harry Potter in San Francisco, which was very cool.
That one was really cool.
And, you know, I was like, wow, these actors are so incredible. And they were so nice to us. We talked to David Abeles for a little bit. He played Ron Weasley.
He had just had a baby.
Yeah, he just had a baby. And he was
Like,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels so special. We should do a stage door next time if
Have you
there's
ever-
still a thing.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to meet someone after a show?
Oh, yeah.
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 Tell me who. Who, if you had your dream stage door, so like you could meet any celebrity, who'd it be?
Oh, that's not a fair question.
Why? Why
There's
not?
so many.
I know.
So
The
many
answer is
choices.
me. He's always wanted to meet
Of
me.
Oh
course.
my gosh. Never meet your idols, kids. Just kidding. Oh my god, love best. Yeah, who would you want to meet?
I'm not going to answer that because I don't remember names. But the guy who played Albus in
Oh,
Cursed Child.
the one we saw in New York?
Yeah, I really liked him.
Albus or Scorpius?
Albus.
Oh, I like them both.
Scorpius. I don't remember.
You
The
follow
blonde
Scorpius.
one.
Yeah, you follow Scorpius.
I do.
So,
That would be fun.
Yeah, he just seemed really sweet.
Isn't that the
But
best?
also, when we went to Dear Evan Hansen, the guy who flew in from New York,
Sam.
he was incredible.
I love Sam Premack.
I mean,
so
Sheridan
much.
shouted at him
You
from the
did.
car.
I sure did. Listen, there's
In
no
front
shame.
of his two mothers.
Yeah, in the show.
His two
I really
mothers.
did.
Yes.
I think we talked about that
And
on
then
here.
we did, and we drove away, and you were like, those were the people who played Heidi and Cynthia. Oops.
Yeah, I fully did not say anything to them.
Iced them out.
I rolled down my window and said, Sam, you were great tonight.
And they said, he got on a plane today.
I should have been like, I know. But I didn't. I was like, ha.
He's like,
And then I turned because it was a green light, and I was like, why did I laugh like that? I normally make a fool of myself at stage doors.
That's all right.
I don't know why I get so nervous, because it's just another human.
you know, one of my favorite things, you didn't even say it, but it was your grandma. And
Oh my
I miss
God.
her so
I
much.
miss her too.
But she, when we were seeing Harry Potter in San
She
Francisco,
would love you, by the way.
she was talking to the actors, and she was like, my granddaughter just played Dusty Springfield.
And the lady who played the trolley witch was like, cool. And I was like, I'm the granddaughter in question. Like,
Sheridan, you were like, why would you say that?
and she's like, I'm just so proud of you. And I was like, Grandma, no one knows. Forever Dusty.
But that was Debbie. She was always hyping us up.
Oh, always.
Whenever she could,
sweet.
she was like, stars.
She literally would be like, Sheridan, walk up to them. Go say, hello, my name is Sheridan. And I was like, I can't do that. Like, when I tell you I mess up at stage doors, I mean it. When I was at the stage door of Book of Mormon, where I met Gavin Creel, the guy, oh, so embarrassing. He plays the dad. Have you guys seen Book of Mormon?
I have not.
No.
He plays,
anything.
it's like Mafala Hatimbi or something like that. It's Nabalungi's dad.
Okay.
And
I don't know who that is, but okay.
And I saw him and I was like, I think this man played Donkey in Shrek the Musical.
I hope to God he did.
And
Oh,
I went
no.
up to him and I looked at him and I said, "Hi, you were so good. Did you play Shrek and Donkey?" And I went, and then the guy, the security guard looked at me and went, "Really messed that one up." And I was like, okay.
Thanks for the
And then he
support.
goes, "Yes, I did play Donkey in Shrek." And I was like, "I'm really sorry." It was so embarrassing.
Oh, no.
I ignored Ben Powpick,
Yes,
who
you
played
did.
Albus Potter, and
You didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to, but I was mortified. And what I wouldn't have given to have had a conversation with him longer, because you told me about it afterwards.
Jacob moved on to the next person, and Ben was like, "Oh, what is that?" And I was like, "Sorry, he's already talking to someone else." He goes, "Okay." It was,
Oh.
it's so funny because they don't care that
Yeah.
much, you know. One time,
Well, they're up for like how long doing the same
Right, they're like,
thing?
"I just wanna
It's
go
Groundhog's
home."
Day.
one time, this guy John Riddle. I feel like people don't know who any of these people are, but
That's
I think it's
okay.
funny.
I don't either.
I was at Frozen and he played Hans. He has the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of voices. And when you meet people at the stage door, like, there's a lot of people you don't know that are standing there. And I'm like, "I can't wait for John Riddle. I can't wait for John Riddle." And they were like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm going to tell him he sounds like angels are flying out of his mouth." And he was signing someone else's playbill, and I went, "John Riddle, you sound like angels are flying out of your mouth." And he was like, "Thank you."
I didn't even wait for him to come to you. You just shouted.
Just accosted
I
the
couldn't
man.
get up there. It was the first time I had never been able to get up to the thing.
Gotcha.
I was like, "John, you're my son." And he was like, "Thanks."
Can you please tell people what happened at the waitress stage door with the...
Oh,
That's one of my favorite
my
stories.
goodness. I saw Waitress on Broadway. And if you don't know, there's a little girl in the show. Is that what you wanted me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that character still in the show, by the way?
I think they took her out for the tour.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's still up in the show. They just don't have her in the show.
Right. Okay.
So there's a little girl in that show, and she's maybe 5 or
Okay.
6. Excuse me, sorry. And she's little, and at the stage where you sign playbills, and this little girl comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh, can you sign this? Can you sign this?" All these people have their playbills out, and she goes, "Thank you," and signs one, just like scribbles on it, and goes,
Yeah.
"No, I'll sign yours." No, thank you. I'll sign yours. And I was like, this little girl, her mom was like, "That is not nice." She was like, "Oh, well." Like, ding, ding.
I'm a star.
Yeah, literally. And then just went home. And I was like, I love that. On stage for maybe 5 minutes,
Wow.
signing whoever she wants and go home,
And she's
baby.
like, "I'm done."
I was like, what a gem. Like, I would do that. I wouldn't. I would spend so much time at a stage door.
You'd be a talker. You'd talk to everyone.
I love to talk.
This is true.
I really would. I've also, this is really embarrassing. I have definitely practiced.
Oh, of
Signing.
course. I
Oh,
think
yes.
we've all had practice signings, practice interviews.
I literally would stand in front of my mirror in high school and I'd be like, "Thank you so much for coming. What's your name? Oh, did you want a picture? Sure." How embarrassing. What am I doing? Acting like I'm going to have loyal fans. Like, how presumptuous.
You set your dreams high, okay?
Yeah, and where am I now? Not on Broadway, baby.
Not yet, but you just
You're
auditioned for
in
something.
a
did.
podcast with
I am.
Jacob James
That's right, the
and
real star of the
Elijah
show.
Hollowell,
That's right.
Wow.
which is incredible.
More than I could ask for, really. I'm very blessed.
Whole life
I hope we get
leading to
invited.
this
Dreams come
moment.
true.
I hope we get invited to like VidCon or something. Imagine they give us a whole booth.
Give us a panel. Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Hi, we're gonna
Everyone's
be
like,
talking.
Who are these people?
They're like, they only have 22 subscribers on YouTube.
We're from a podunk town. I wouldn't say it's podunk. I used to.
People are stealing apples from malls.
Oh my
And this is what I mean by you never listen to me. I'm kidding.
I
I'm
listen.
kidding. I feel like this has been such a hodgepodge.
That's okay. We gotta have an episode that's a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes we go off script. Do you have any burning questions? Any last thoughts?
I had a question.
Oh,
For you actually. I'm gonna be selfish here.
okay. What do you like about Jacob? Just kidding.
Oh, wow. Just put me on blast. No, I was gonna ask, like, how did you react or feel seeing us on stage for the first time?
Oh, I like that.
Oh, it was really incredible actually, because you two together are just so funny. Like, I had seen that show 3 times in a row at that point, I think, and I was still like bursting into tears, laughter almost. It was
Really?
great. It's you guys are electric. You really are incredible, both of you.
I didn't even tell him to say that. That
That's
was so sweet.
nice. You really think that?
Oh yeah, I mean it. I
you.
was recording the show, so I had
Yeah.
to not laugh, but it was very hard.
Oh my goodness. A lot of people who listen to this, who I work with, they're like, I just love watching your podcast because you and Jacob have the best chemistry. And I'm like, we've known each other a while. You should see us on stage. If you
feel
want to see
like
us on
we-
stage
Yeah.
this Sunday.
This Sunday. That
This
is
Sunday.
right. We are in another cabaret. And this time Sheridan is officially on the roster.
I am.
I'm singing, I think, how many songs? Like 7?
I'm up there too
Um,
with about that many songs because of people needing an extra voice.
duet partners, group numbers.
Yeah.
I'm only singing 3 solos though, which is fine.
So am I.
Wow. Wow.
But Jacob, I'm going to take this time to tell you, I know that you want to do Easy Street. I don't know Hannigan's part.
That's okay.
I'm going to learn it.
Great.
I have till Sunday. Well, till Saturday, really.
Yeah. You gotta learn it.
I also need to learn Cabaret.
I need to learn Cabaret, the song Cabaret. I
Do you
need
like
to.
that song?
I love cabaret.
Will you teach it to me?
We should
sure.
We should just
Okay.
bring you down. We'll just have you sing Cabaret.
As a solo.
I'd be honored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's call Eliza.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
She'll never talk to you
Eliza.
again.
I know you listen.
Hey. We have a new person for you. Wait, so that was really your real reaction to seeing us on stage?
Really, I mean,
Wow.
you guys are incredible together. It's great. Every
that's
night
so
I was
sweet.
laughing like crazy.
Oh, that's so sweet because at the time, my ex went to a bunch of the shows too, and he said the same type of thing. He was like, "I just wanted to keep coming back. Like, I just love watching you guys on stage." And I think it's really cool that there's people that will come back and come back and come back. I mean, you fully had a choice, and you chose to come back, which is
Oh yeah.
means a lot. But
And you also, because this was your second time seeing me perform, because the first time we had just started dating, and you
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
I want to come to your stage reading that you're in.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know if I want that, because I was
Yeah.
like, I have to sing, and I don't know how I feel about that, and I want you to see me do well in a show. But you still came, and you're still singing the songs.
I love.
it's so daunting when like it's different to perform for your family.
Right.
Not saying you're not family, but like it's so much different to perform for a significant other. Oh my gosh, would you agree?
Especially when it's new, like
Oh my gosh, because it was my ex's first time
seeing you on stage.
seeing me on stage. I was terrified. I'd never had a significant other come see me in a show, come support me in
Did you
that
get
way.
all jittery? Was it like?
I was terrified.
Huh.
I was so scared. Like even
You
we
didn't
talked.
look terrified.
Thank you. I'm an actress. No, but even we talked about it in an earlier episode that I thought that someone who I had a crush on had come to a show.
Oh my gosh.
I flipped out. I went and I punched Jacob.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Maybe you
talked
didn't
about
hear that episode. I'm just kidding.
So,
Man, oh man. Yes.
But yeah, it's terrifying to perform for a significant other. So I'm glad that you had those feelings and that you like loved it.
yeah.
Because that makes us feel
And
better.
I'm ready to watch again. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, want to go on a date with me to go see Jacob in
Oh
The
yeah.
Ferryman?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I want to, no, I mean, like, yes, please come see the Ferryman. That's great. I want to do another show with you.
I do too.
I'd love that.
Like, I'm waiting for that opportunity. And who knows? Maybe we just got to make it ourselves. We'll figure that out.
Well, you
The
should
puppet show.
The puppet
The
show.
puppet show. You're right.
Yes. Well, that
What's
too.
another show that you want to produce or direct? My stomach is grumbling.
There's a lot of things I would love to produce and direct. I really want to do Freaky Friday. Is a dream show. I'd love to direct.
To be in that.
But I don't know, because first of all, producing is a lot of work. It's a lot of money.
Right.
And that is something I don't have. I did it for Don't Dress for Dinner, and I have not done it since because
And that ended up costing you more than you thought.
it cost me way more than I thought. But that is a whole separate episode, which I think we'll bring Tori on to talk about.
Okay.
Because that is a whole episode. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to do something, because like there's just something magical working with people that you've known for years and that you clearly have such good stage chemistry with.
Yes.
And I don't know. I just feel like we need to find a show. We
Let's
just got to
do
do
it.
something together.
I would love nothing more. I feel extremely safe with you on stage.
Now we're just gonna
And we're
make
gonna-
out. We're gonna kiss. We're
And
not gonna
kiss.
do kiss.
But no, I've talked about that before too. That like you feel a lot more confident on stage when your scene partner is like super giving and gives you like the space to mess up if you need to.
And I'm sure you two can like read each other pretty well by now.
100%. That happened to us in Dusty.
We
Someone
needed to. I said we needed to.
Yeah, and someone didn't set a prop or something. And I looked at Jacob because I was supposed to throw something at him. And just in the scene, like, I just kind of like gave him eyes that like no one else would have seen.
Yeah.
And then he didn't do his blocking, so he didn't walk away from me. He stayed next to me and I pushed him instead.
Okay.
Which like normally is not good to just push another actor on stage without talking about it before.
You
But,
were
like,
throwing
it's-
something
But like
at him,
it's
so-
Jacob, and he saw that the prop that I was supposed to throw at him was not there, and
And I was waiting too. I was like, God, Sheridan,
you
I'm middle
better-
performing and you're not even saying your line. And like, I look over and I was like, oh, she can't. She doesn't have the prop that lets her say the
You're
line.
like, gee, Sheridan, fix it. How are you gonna get yourself out of this mess?
I was like, good luck.
Yeah. And then, like, when the lights didn't go off, and
Yeah.
we were just sitting there kind of staring at each other.
Yeah, we talked about that
Yeah.
on here too. Yeah.
Elijah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
coming
for
on.
having me.
Is there any other like final? I feel like we've been talking.
Yeah, I've
so
been
much.
talking
I
so
want you to
much.
like let's hear some like profound or
Yeah.
just go on and talk for a little
just
bit.
on the spot. Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever you
just
want.
whatever.
What should I talk about?
I don't know.
Whatever's on your heart.
I don't know, man. Sheridan, do you want to give me a prompt?
Okay. Like a deep talk?
Oh,
Or
sure.
like-
I don't
Or
care.
like on topic? What's something that you've always wanted to talk about? Or a topic that you love talking about?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
I'm about to burp.
Wow.
Excuse me. I'm trying to think of a good. I don't know. Are there any other shows that you would love to see?
I want to see, good God, forgetting my lines. What's
okay.
the one with the witch and the beans and...
Into the
Yes,
Woods.
I want to see that. I do love that.
Jacob and I are about to help with the production of
We're
that.
about to help with the high school production of that, so you are in luck.
Mm,
We can
We're gonna
get
make
you
your
in.
dreams come true.
amazing.
No, I wish that when we go to New York, I'm coming on your trip.
Yes.
I wish that Into the Woods would still be there, but they're closing on January 8th.
I wonder...
What?
I don't know.
Do you know juicy hot gossip that I don't know?
I know no gossip, but I hope that there's like
It is
some
already
revival or something.
I know it is. This is a revival though, and it's already
A
extended.
re-revive.
A re-revive of a
Yeah,
revival. But it's already extended so many times, and they're like, it must close. But I guess you never know with the whole Phantom thing.
Why can't they just stay open?
Stay till
let's
October.
call them. As Debbie would say, just call them.
I need to speak to the house manager.
Speak to the house manager and get business taken care of.
You know, that's a good piece of advice to tell the people at home. If you ever go to a show and you have an issue, you just say, "Can I speak to the house manager?" And they treat you like royalty.
Because they're like, they know terms.
Yeah. It's gotten me
It's
places.
gotten us ahead in life.
Yeah. Have you ever talked to a house manager?
I haven't, but I haven't needed to. I Not yet, but it's always in the back of my mind. I'm like, I know where to go if I
Yeah.
have a problem.
I did once at Waitress on Broadway.
Yeah, didn't
Those
you get your
theaters are
seats moved?
tiny, and my grandma had really long legs, and she was uncomfortable in her seat. And I said, "Stay here. I'll go get you a new seat."
Good on you.
And I went down and I
Sheridan.
found an usher and I said, "Can I speak to the house manager?" And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just need to speak to a house manager." And then I did, and I was like, "Hi, yeah, my grandma, she's sitting upstairs, but would there be any options for her to move down here in like a different seat so that she can have some more legroom? There's more legroom down here." And they were like, "Oh my gosh, of course." And they gave her like it wasn't even like a full seat. They gave her like a throne, like a chair. And my grandma was like, "Thank you." And I was
As
like,
it should
and
be.
I was like, "You're welcome." And then I went back up to where my friends
and
were.
she's all the way.
She was downstairs and I
I
was
love
upstairs and I was
that.
like,
You said, I
It's all
love
'cause
you,
of-
Grandma.
yeah, I said, "Hi, girl." But yeah, that's what you should do.
Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Again, if there's any final thoughts you'd like to share.
No thoughts. Head empty.
Head empty.
Go see the cabaret though
yeah.
on Sunday.
This Sunday down at Diversionary,
In San Diego,
8 p.m.
in Hillcrest
It
area.
is kind of late on a Sunday night.
But hey, after you can enjoy some drinks, you can go
Or
party.
during.
Or
During.
during. It's a
They're
good
pretty
time.
good, yeah. And hear us sing to you.
It's only about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it
2-hour
won't be
show.
super long. We don't have as many as last time.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good time.
Thank you
All right.
guys for listening.
Thanks for
Sorry this was like a
listening.
Thank you.
hodgepodge. I hope you enjoyed your time.
I had fun, yeah.
And I hope that you're not nervous for the next time you come on.
Oh,
Right, 'cause
we just
wow, I
speak.
got my next time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna come
Yes.
back.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Thanks for being our first guest in our month of our guest stars.
Yeah. And our first guest of not a theater person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't wait for more.
We can't wait for more, baby.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody, or day. I don't know what time you're listening to this, but
Arrivederci, people.
see you later.
Thanks for
Buenos
listening.
noches.
Bye-bye.
Bye.